Well, Chaz, thank you so much for taking some time to catch up with us away from the circuit. I know with a newborn baby, there's not much spare time. So just tell me how dad life is. How is baby Everly going?
Yeah, it's unreal, to be honest. I was a couple of drivers in the category, like David Reynolds. He's been asking me to do it for years. So since he's got his little ones, and he wish he didn't wait it so long. But I can totally see why he said that now. So yeah, your whole life and perspective changes a lot. You're looking at this, perfect little human that's got its whole life ahead of her, and she looks a lot like her mum as when she was a baby, and then it's got somehow my eyes. So it's an amazing thing. But yeah, crazy year. It's been a crazy life the last 18, 24 months for us. So yeah, we've got a perfect little baby girl, and she's yeah, it's amazing. You come home from the race weekend, you can be knackered, and you see mum's also knackered a bit at home, but one look at her and you're just back into this amazing environment at home.
Tell me what kind of dad you are. How do you go on the nappy pit stops? And the really important question, I think, is, does Everly get a go-kart?
Yeah, I don't know what kind of dad I am. I'm still trying to work it out. I feel like you're so cautious with your first one. Before this, you'd be at a race weekend and you'd see amazing fans come up with their brand new borns, like, yeah, hold my baby. But I always felt like I had this presence that baby was just never comfortable around me. You'd always scream. So until we had Everly, it was like the first probably time held a baby properly and all that kind of stuff, which sounds really, really crazy. But I really enjoy it.
You're hands-on?
I try to be as hands-on as I can. You feel like in this first 6-month period, and a lot of dads say there's not a lot you can do. It's just trying to beckon to mum's call if she needs water, if she needs
the pit crew, aren't you?
The pit crew. So,
yeah. So is she going to be in racing? Did she get a go-kart?
Well, I think like any father that realize, I suppose race driver that knows the amount of investment that's gone in the background to get to me where I am today from what my parents did. As soon as she's a bit older, we'll be giving her tennis rackets and golf clubs or whatever she wants to do, and try to steer her away from racing. But at the end of the day, you just want to support your kids, whatever their interests are. So yeah, it's a really interesting time. Obviously 32, I don't know how many years I've got left in the sport. So hopefully by the time she gets to the age that what she wants to do, maybe the racing side's come back a little bit, and we'll support her whatever she wants to do.
Probably from the outside looking in, it seems like the busier you are, the more success you have. It was such a great result in Perth. Now that the dust has settled on that, how do you reflect on that success and actually how you achieved it that weekend?
Well, the team at Walkinshaw and Drew United is probably luckier. The more busier I am, probably less headache I am for them. So I let them get into their roles and into the workload they need to. So yeah, looking into this year, obviously Perth was fantastic to get that race win. Pretty gutted with myself on Sunday, to be honest. It was pretty aggressive, and I've been kind of thinking I've been a bit of an underdog lately, trying to achieve that. Go back to Bathurst at the start of the year was one that got away for us just by having too tight a margin. So I risked it all on Sunday, and obviously got that penalty, but it was so nice to have one of the fastest cars out there, and that's a credit to the team. Where they've come, last year we felt we were a long way behind the ball, even compared to some of the other teams with the same manufacturer. And in the off season, with different people coming in and the workload that they decided to put on themselves, they worked probably just as hard at this Christmas break as what they did in the first year of Gen 3. And then, first round back out, I was like, wow, we've got something different to play with here, and the confidence in the car really come up, and then we just wanted to get that monkey off the back.
You were very complimentary of Ryan and his performance in Perth. I think he wowed everyone. How is he pushing you to be better?
He's probably pushing me more than he knows, because he's got this ability just to find the maximum of the car. Where sometimes when you're a little bit older, I think you sometimes slip out of getting the most out of yourself sometimes, and start to really just focus on the car too much. So that's a good thing. I've obviously got Sam there that's focusing so hard on the car, and he still dabbles a bit into the driving stuff, and he'd be like, Ryan's dusting you here, you need to pull your finger out. And so even though you make sure you're maximising yourself out of your driver. So I think that was, if I go back to early days of like Tickford and when I first come along in there, I really see a bit of parallel with what me and Frosty and the element we had there, and how much he took the reins of pushing the car development, and then I'd push the driving side, and then we'd we obviously achieved that awesome result in 15, and Mark was a super quick driver to try and chase around there. So I feel like my career's done a bit of a circle, but it's like a blink. I go blink back then, and now I'm like, oh, now I'm the older guy. What's going on here? So it's I'm really enjoying it.
Consistency is key, and that's probably been the thing lacking for you guys. So you're more confident that you're going to be able to have that for the back end of this year.
Yeah, I'd say consistency is something, probably winning race consistency, but I think we've actually had consistency when we've not been there. Like, you know, I feel like you don't come top 5 in the championship and maximise the days that you're not quite there unless you do have it. So we'll draw on that experience for this year. Obviously, to win championships, you need to have consistency in the top 3, and that makes it why, you know, the guys like this, the start of this year, where Will Brown's lead is at. So we need to roll on with that now, but you know, I think we got the consistency there as a team, but we just need to make sure we still have the fastest car on track, and no doubt you push. I feel like it's a bit like David and Goliath, but if you wake Goliath up, you know, they're going to keep pushing forward, so we just need to keep in the fight and keep trying to learn our car and don't be scared of just being comfortable in our bubbles.
Do you think you've ever been more motivated to win races, but to win a championship?
I've always been motivated, you know, and probably guys like Adam and the teams I've worked with will always probably say, I like to always say the same thing. Maybe been a pain in the backside along the way when we haven't been trying to achieve that or going in the right direction, but always motivated. I mean, it's funny, you've got 24 guys out there. Once the helmets are on, you want to beat everyone. I've just always been super competitive my whole life, even if it was PlayStation back when I was 7 or something, you know, with school friends. So, no, I've always had the same motivation, but it's just so nice to be, you know, after the last round, for quite some time, think, wow, actually we're performing where we want to be performing. So it's nice, and I think a lot of that's me as well, just getting the most out of it, and yeah, so hopefully we can keep building on it.
Thanks, Chazzy. It's been great to sit down and have a catch up.
Thanks, Jess. Cheers.